was known for his immense kindness along the riverbank. He helped smaller animals cross the rushing currents with a gentle nudge. He shared his favorite water lilies with the hungry turtles, a selfless act. He always had a cheerful greeting for everyone he met along the shore. Despite his generosity, Henry secretly felt insecure about his appearance. He often compared himself to the sleek crocodiles sunning on the rocks. He wished he possessed their elegance and effortless grace in the water. He also envied the graceful giraffes, their long necks reaching for the sky. He wondered if his kindness was enough to make up for his bulkiness. Did he truly matter beyond his helpful deeds? He often pondered alone. Was his worth measured only by his ability to assist others constantly? One day, a fierce storm gathered, dark clouds rolling in ominously. The wind howled, bending the trees and whipping the river into a frenzy. Heavy rain began to fall, turning the riverbank into a muddy mess. The river swelled rapidly, threatening to flood the homes nearby. Panic filled the air as the smaller creatures scurried for safety. The animals looked to Henry for guidance, their hope resting on him. His broad shoulders seemed to carry the weight of their collective fear. He was their protector, their friend, and their only hope in the storm. Henry felt a surge of responsibility wash over his massive frame. He knew he had to act quickly to save his friends from the rising waters. He took a deep breath, his heart pounding with determination and resolve. He remembered all the times he had doubted his own worth and value. Now was his chance to prove to himself, and everyone else, what he was capable of. He would use his strength and size to protect the vulnerable animals. He would show them that his kindness was more than just a gesture. It was a powerful force that could overcome any obstacle, even a raging storm. He waded into the churning water, his eyes fixed on the task ahead. He began to build a barrier with fallen logs and large stones. He worked tirelessly, his muscles aching, but his spirit unwavering. The smaller animals watched in awe as Henry battled the elements. They cheered him on, their voices, a small but powerful chorus of support. Henry drew strength from their encouragement, pushing himself even harder. He knew that he couldn't let them down. Not now, not ever. The storm raged on, but Henry's barrier held strong, a testament to his will. He was a beacon of hope in the darkness, a symbol of resilience and love. As the night wore on, Henry began to feel the strain of his efforts. His body ached, and his breath came in ragged gasps, but he refused to give up. He knew that the lives of his friends depended on him, and he would not fail them. He continued to work, driven by a deep sense of purpose and compassion. Finally, as dawn approached, the storm began to subside gradually. The rain slowed to a drizzle, and the wind died down to a gentle breeze. The river began to recede, revealing the muddy banks once more. The animals emerged from their shelters, their eyes wide with relief. They saw Henry standing tall amidst the debris, exhausted but triumphant. They rushed towards him, showering him with gratitude and praise. They thanked him for saving their homes and their lives from the flood. Henry smiled, his heart swelling with warmth and happiness. He realized that his true worth wasn't in his appearance or grace. It was in the strength of his heart and the impact of his kindness. He understood that his generosity was a gift, a unique quality. It made him truly special and loved by all the creatures of the riverbank. He was no longer insecure or doubtful about his place in the world. He knew that he was valued and appreciated for who he was. He was Henry the Hippo, the kindest and most courageous hippo of all. And that was more than enough for him. It was everything he needed. From that day on, Henry continued to spread his kindness and love. He knew that even the smallest act of generosity could make a big difference. He lived his life to the fullest, always striving to be a better hippo. and he never forgot the lesson he learned during the Great Storm. The animals looked to Henry, their hope resting on his broad shoulders. Without hesitation, Henry sprang into action near the flooded riverbank. Using his massive size, he waded into the churning water. He began creating a barrier against the raging current. His powerful legs pushed against the force of the flood. He placed large rocks and fallen branches to reinforce the barrier. Smaller animals watched from higher ground, their eyes wide with worry. The storm raged on, the wind howling through the trees. Henry worked tirelessly through the night, never giving up. Rain lashed down on his thick hide, but he didn't falter. His heart pounded with determination to protect his friends. He pushed against a particularly large log, straining his muscles. The log settled into place, adding strength to the barrier. The water level continued to rise, testing the hippo's resolve. He encouraged the other animals, his voice booming over the storm. "Hold on, we'll get through this together," Henry shouted. The smaller animals huddled together, finding comfort in his words. As the first rays of dawn appeared, the storm began to subside. The wind died down, and the rain softened to a drizzle. The water level slowly began to recede, revealing Henry's barrier. The animals emerged from their shelters, cautiously approaching the river. They saw that their homes were safe, protected by Henry's wall. A wave of relief washed over them as they realized they were safe. They gathered around Henry, their faces filled with gratitude. The turtles thanked him for saving their cozy mud homes. The birds chirped their appreciation from the branches above. Even the sleek crocodiles nodded their heads in respect. They showered him with praise, expressing their heartfelt thanks. "You saved us, Henry! You're a true hero!" cried a small mouse. Henry blushed, feeling a warmth spread through his chest. He realized his true worth wasn't in his appearance. It wasn't in his grace or elegance, but in his strength. His strength of heart and the impact of his kindness shone brightly. He understood his generosity was a gift, a unique quality. This quality made him truly special and loved by all. He looked at the grateful faces around him, a smile forming. He finally understood that he mattered, deeply and truly. His kindness had saved them all, proving his worth beyond measure. The sun broke through the clouds, illuminating the scene. A rainbow appeared over the riverbank, a symbol of hope. Henry stood tall, no longer insecure about his appearance. He embraced his role as the protector of the riverbank. He knew his kindness would continue to guide his actions. The animals celebrated, their joy echoing through the valley. Henry joined in the celebration, his heart filled with happiness. He danced with the turtles and sang with the birds. He felt a sense of belonging he had never felt before. He was loved, not for how he looked, but for who he was. From that day on, Henry was known as Henry the Hero. His legend spread far and wide, inspiring others to be kind. He continued to help those in need, always with a smile. He shared his water lilies and helped cross the currents. But now, he did it with a newfound confidence and joy. He knew his kindness was his greatest strength. And that was a hippo's worth more than anything else. The riverbank thrived under Henry's watchful eye. Peace and harmony reigned, thanks to his big heart. Henry the Hippo, the kindest and bravest of them all. His story became a legend, told for generations to come. The end.